What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bounded and Bookmarked. I'm Jaleesa and today's video is my 24-hour readathon vlog. This is going to be a really cozy, very relaxed vlog, although this is actually going to be 48 hours. For those of you who participated, you guys know that's always 24 hours, but a few of us decided to go ahead and make it 48 hours just because we want to get more reading done and not feel like we're pressured into having to stay up for the full 24 hours. It's really hard to do that, and we've had a long week. And I've had a long week, so I'm going to do a 48-hour reading vlog. But I want to just go and give you guys a rundown of what I'm going to be doing in this vlog, that whole thing, the usual. So let's get right into the books I'm reading for this vlog. I am going to be reading the entirety of the 50 Shades trilogy. I have never read these books. I have watched the movies, yes, way back when they came out, but I've never read the books, and I just wanted something kind of fun and just a good time. So I'm nervous because I hope it actually is a good story. I'm going to start the readathon off with the first book in 50 Shades of Grey, which is just 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. I don't feel like I need to explain what this book is about, but I will go through my thoughts as I'm reading later. But before we get into the actual like reading vlog portion where I'm talking about my book and the chatty part, I have a super cool little mini announcement to make. I recently became an Owlcrate rep. That's upside down. An Owlcrate rep. So I will be doing an unboxing like in 5 minutes. Well, for me 5 minutes, for you in a couple of seconds. We're gonna go through May's box together. I'm super stoked. I cannot wait. Thank you Owlcrate so much for making me a rep. And I will have my code in the description box below and right here. My code is bookmarked and you can use it to get a discount on your very first subscription. So I'm so excited. So we're gonna unbox this together. I'm gonna do it on my bed where it's a little more comfortable, and I'll see you guys in a second. I wanted to do a really cozy unboxing because it's like, I think it's almost 2 a.m. right now. And owls are out late at night, at least around here they are. So I feel like this is very fitting to do an unboxing right now, beginning of the video, just to kind of get the readathon started off on a good note and an exciting note. So let's go ahead and tear into my Owlcrate box. I'm really excited because I genuinely don't know what's going to be in this box. Oh my gosh, this little box is so cute. Look at the inside of the Owlcrate box. I love this. This is really nice. I feel like Owlcrate does such a good job of making your boxes feel almost personalized to you, or at least make it seem like a friend is gifting you this box, and I like that. I like the tight-knit community, and I love the idea of just a box being curated for readers and then also just tailored with love. I just can tell. So right off the bat, I see this black pouch in here. I'm not sure what this is going to be. This is the spoiler card. I'm not gonna read the back because I don't want to ruin anything. This is how it looks. I'm gonna open this black pouch first though, because I don't know what this is going to be yet, but we're going to, oh wait, I think this is like a bag. Oh, this is so cute. It's a tote bag. Oh, this is so nice. It's like made out of corduroy material. Wow, okay. I'm like really impressed right now. So it says, may we meet again on distant shores. It has 2 short handles, so you can carry it like this, or you can carry it, you know, on your shoulder. So I'm genuinely not sure what this is from or what inspired this bag, but it is really very nice. I'm gonna place it behind me. So we have a scarf, I believe, from Rule of Wolves, which is by Lee Bardugo. And ooh, I have not read Rule of Wolves yet. It says, we're all monsters now. And this is nice, it's like transparent. Oh, I saw the book. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so we have an Owlcrate collectible book tin, and I have never had one of these before. Honestly, I have to like really rave about Owlcrate right now because this is my first box from Owlcrate, and I've seen boxes before on YouTube, and I always love the packaging. I feel like, again, you can just tell when companies put their all into something because it's important to them and they care about it, and I love the way that Owlcrate, they just love their stuff and they want to take care of it, and they want people who receive these boxes to feel like they put a lot of effort and consideration to these boxes. And so I am just loving this. My first book tin. Oh my gosh. It says Crowned Captains, Deadly Pirate Kings and Queens. That is absolutely beautiful. Then you have the spine and the back of it. And can we please get into these edges? And then of course, you know, you open it and you have the inside. And the inside says, I'd rather die on an adventure than live standing still. And I love the maps. This is so beautiful. And this came from, I believe, a book by V.E. Schwab. But I will, of course, go through everything at the end of this portion and tell y'all where it came from and who designed everything. So next we have, I think this is a sticker. Very simple, you know. I love the constellation in the background. I have no idea where this came from. I have to read it first, but I'm not sure what book this came from. But it says, most myths are just truths covered in cobwebs. We have a little brown paper bag here, and it feels like it could be a bookmark. Oh, this is nice. Like, I'm using this tonight. I'm using this for the whole readathon, actually. The front of this says, neither myths nor mysteries can hold a candle to the most infinitesimal spark of hope. And on the back it says, hope in the shadow of fear is the world's most powerful motivator. Bookmark is like, and this of course is always so cute, but I stinking love this. So now we have the monthly enamel pen. It says, logic ends where love begins. I do indeed love this pen. Next is the book. Many of you have seen this book, I'm pretty certain, on Twitter. I've seen it a lot on Twitter actually in the past like two and a half, 3 weeks. So I'm psyched for this. And the book is The Ones We're Meant to Find. And listen, I have literally been eyeing this book for quite some time now. So the fact that I have it in my hands and it's the Owlcrate exclusive edition, which makes me so excited. They're very subtle differences, but the background color is different. And then it is definitely signed on the inside. So we have it signed, which is so nice. And then you have the author letter, which I'm not going to read because it's quite long, but I'm going to read it myself because it's my first time getting an author letter. Wow. So now I'm going to actually go back through and just tell you all exactly where these items came from, what fandom they're from, and who designed it. So let's start with the scarf, which is from The Rule of Wolves. This beauty right here. This adorable scarf here was actually created by Out of Print. They partnered with Out of Print to give us a scarf, so it's very nice. I think I'm wearing it very well. This beauty was hand lettered by Studio Kira Calligraphy. This quote comes from the fandom of Illumine. So this sticker was created by Lion in the Trees, and it comes from the Gilded Wolves. This bookmark is now officially legendary in my opinion, because so this bookmark actually features quotes from the 5th season and Scythe, which is pretty cool. And Pixel and Ink actually created this bookmark. I actually have read the 5th season. So the book 10 actually is from V.E. Schwab's A Darker Shade of Magic. Forensics and Flowers created this book 10. So, and then of course, again, you have the book. So I am just thrilled. So I'm gonna actually read to you all the inside of the book just so you can have an idea of what the book is about. It's been 3 years and 17 days since C woke up on the shore of an abandoned island. She has no idea how she came to be marooned or what her life was like before. She has only the rickety house by the sea, the android she built for company, and a single memory. Somewhere beyond the horizon, she has a sister, and it's up to C to escape the island and find her. A world away, 16-year-old STEM prodigy Casey is also looking to escape from the science she once believed in and from her home. The eco-cities, Earth's last unpolluted habitats, are meant to be a sanctuary for those from deserving lineages, for those committed to planetary protection, but instead they're populated by people willing to do anything for refuge, even lie. After a series of man-made disasters rock the planet, Casey must decide if she's ready to use science to help humanity, even though it failed the people who mattered most to her. So this is obviously sci-fi and sounds super interesting, and I'm going to be reading this much sooner than I thought I was going to be reading it. Again, I will have my code down below. It's bookmarked for those who want to know. Now we get to get into the reading portion of my vlog, and I'm going to start reading 50 Shades of Grey. So I'll come back to you guys when I have more to say.
Come over, I see you by wondering.
Legendborn. By Tracy Dion.
Period.
Let them know how I'm doing, sis, because you know exactly how I'm doing.
Melanie is currently reading Transit Dreamer, and she's not even on page 200 yet.
Okay, so I just realized that I did not vlog at all last night. I really didn't read much. It is honestly like 1:35 right now, so we're on sprints on page 78. And okay, I mean, it's 50 Shades of Grey. I don't feel like y'all care if I spoil anything, so this is gonna be a spoiler vlog probably, but I just have to talk about my thoughts so far. I've seen the movies already, so I kind of know the storyline, but it's so much different reading it in a book. I feel like with Anna, she is much different on paper than in the movie. Obviously she is what's the word, inexperienced or whatever, but for her in the movie it's more so shown through like her face, you know, her physical reactions, versus in the book, you know, we're in her head a lot and we see a lot of moments where her subconscious is telling her certain things or whatever. So like I like that. I actually like enjoy being in her head. It's kind of funny sometimes. But I have to talk about this one part because at this point in the book, Anna has already interviewed Christian Grey. She has met him, he has become attracted to her, and now we're at the part where he's about to, oh, she's at the club, she just graduated or finished her last final or whatever, and she went to the club, got drunk, and then she called him, drunk called him, he comes, picks her up pretty much. He takes her back to his hotel room and he sleeps there, whatever, she sleeps there. Nothing happens between the two of them, but she does stay the night there with him. And so like she wakes up the next morning, whatever, and he's like telling her like, I want you, but you should stay away from me because like I'm dangerous, blah blah blah. We all know he's into BDSM. She has no idea yet. Mind you, that night sis was like drunk, so she was like throwing up, puking and all that kind of stuff outside the club. So the next morning she took a shower, he got her new clothes, and she wanted to brush her teeth. This girl freaking, I can't even say it, I'd be pissed if I was him. She walks into his bathroom, sees his toothbrush, and is like, oh, she brushes her nasty vomit mouth with his toothbrush. First of all, I don't even care if her mouth wasn't vomit mouth. Why are you using someone else? And I'm not, you know what? I know some people out there who might watch this video might have done that before. Me personally, I'm a bit of a germaphobe, so I'm not putting someone else's toothbrush in my mouth. I don't care if you're my husband or not. Like, I'm not doing that. That's nasty. That's gross. You're cleaning your nasty bacteria-filled mouth with that toothbrush every single day. I'm not putting that in my mouth. Ew. The next morning she's leaving, he's walking her outside and they're in the elevator, whatever. He makes out with her in the elevator. He's like, you taste sweet. You brush your teeth, didn't you? She was like, yeah, I use your toothbrush. He was like smiling about that. That's nasty. Ew. What the freak? Where's the hygiene? Ew. I'm sorry. That's a no. But I gotta say the writing is so fun. The writing, like I said, it's really honestly kind of like a script. It's not like literary masterpieces. And yeah, I'm outside. I got my little lo-fi music playing and stuff, and I ate brunch out here. I'm a water, so. Okay, so I just wanted to give a quick little update because I've been really bad with updating this vlog. It's supposed to be me reading the 50 Shades trilogy in 48 hours, and so far, not so good. I'm on hour like a lot, and I'm only on page 140 of the first book. I didn't show y'all, but I'm doing my hair. Like, I'm in the middle of redoing my hair. I'm doing this style for the first time. It's taking me quite a bit of time to do it. Not only that, but it's been a long day. I've had homework, I've had other things I had to do today, so it's just been like me trying to do a bunch of stuff. Be in the Discord, do the readathon, actually read. It's been a lot. So let's talk about 50 Shades of Grey. Although I've read other books like this, they tend to be much shorter than this. Don't usually have like a stellar storyline. The ones that I've read, like, I know they can have good storylines, but I can say that Anastasia, her character is so fascinating to me. Reading her point of view, especially because she's this inexperienced girl who is meeting this guy who is a part of like kinky stuff and her consciousness is constantly like being cited in the book, so we get to hear like her subconscious mind speaking to her. We hear her thoughts and stuff that sometimes contradict what her mouth is saying or what her body is doing, and I find that fascinating because I think that's like an internal thing we all do. Like, I think about myself, and not in like this sense, but I mean just in general, in life, you know, we have that inner voice and we can be doing something and our inner voice is telling us like no or yes, or just giving us feedback throughout the day all the time. So it's really introspective to me, but it's funny because her inner voice is like, I don't want to call it like a bully, but it's like the friend who will tell you like it is no matter what when you need to hear it kind of thing. Like, that's how her inner voice is. I'm always laughing at what her head saying to her, because I'd be like, sis, please listen to this inner voice, like it knows what it's talking about. But aside from that, Anna, she's fine, I guess. So Christian Grey, so far he is very demanding, very domineering, but he is subtle with it. He's very open in the terms of making sure Anna is aware of what's really going on, making sure that she understands what he does, what he's into, what he's not into, and then of course making sure that she knows that she's not alone in this whole thing, that she has a say so in what happens and what doesn't happen. Like, it's just fun. I'm laughing a lot because there are moments where it's funny, but there are also moments where it's really sweet. Like, there was a scene where she was in the kitchen dancing in like his t-shirt or whatever, and she was cooking him breakfast and she didn't know he was sitting on the stool watching her, and he was just watching her dance in the kitchen, and he's just like so amused by her. Yeah, I thought that was so cute because I don't know, I can visualize that, you know? I am a sucker for stuff like that. I mean, I want more to happen in terms of like a story. Like, I don't want to just read them doing the do all the time. So I'm hoping that more stuff happens in the book. Well, anyway, I'm gonna sprint. So I have 9 minutes left. I'm gonna try and get some more reading done. I'm sorry, like I can't even like read parts of this book without laughing, because it's just like, that's a little much. Like, you trying to sniff her down there. And it's making me uncomfortable. Like, why are you doing that? So earlier I remember telling you all about the fact that Christian Grey definitely has some trauma underneath all of that, which is what kind of fuels, or what at least fueled him into moving into this world. I just got to the part, so I remember something about another woman, like an older woman before, but I couldn't remember the exact storyline. So in the book, what happened was Christian's mother, one of her friends, seduced him when he was 15, and he became her sub for like 5 years. And in the book it says, you know, he's telling Anastasia this, and she's like, oh wow, that's young. The thing is that I don't know how it's going to be like addressed in the story later on, or if it will be addressed again. What I wish it would have said was, that's predatory, that's weird, that's illegal. Like, you know, something along the lines of like, that's not okay. It's important that that dialogue happens. But so I feel for Christian, you know, like I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he's doing this still for a sense of power. I don't really remember how he explains why he still does this stuff. I don't know if that's even the reason why. I'm just assuming here through observation that he's into this stuff now because he wants to have that power instead of feeling like someone's taking it from him without his permission. But he also is respectful of the people that he's with, because again, like I said earlier, he's very keen on ensuring that the people that he's with know what's happening, that they're safe, that they're knowledgeable. He's giving other people who want to do that stuff a chance to be do it in a healthy way, in a way that's not going to damage them the way that, you know, it damaged him. He was younger. I'm not going to get too psychoanalytical on this book. I'm just reading it for a good time and just for some reactions for you, but I did want to address that little part really quick. So I'm gonna keep reading, so okay, bye. Okay, so what's up, you guys? This is the wrap up portion of my reading vlog. So today is Monday and I finally finished 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. I was going to read the whole trilogy in 48 hours. That didn't happen. It took me much longer to read this book, partially because I was in the middle of doing my hair. As you guys can see, I'm finally finished. My first time attempting butterfly locks, so I hope that you like them. I like them. But anyway, not even what's important right now. So I was trying to read the whole trilogy in 48 hours. It did not happen, sadly, but I have enough thoughts with this one book, and I watched the movie last night too, to compare the two. First things first, my rating. I gave 50 Shades of Grey, the first book, 2 stars. I wish I could say that I enjoyed it. I didn't. I think at first I definitely was enjoying it just because I had watched the movie so many years ago. It felt more like a nostalgic read for me. In the beginning, I was already familiar with the story, so it was just like I was here for like a good time, you know? And then quickly it stopped being a good time. The things I liked about the book: I liked the banter between Christian and Anna. I feel like their banter is very cute. It's very formal sometimes, but I find that very intriguing. I love when they have their emails back and forth. I have a thing with like email conversations and text conversations. I like to see characters kind of get into the mind space where they're a little more vulnerable, a little more open, because they're not face to face. They're a little more brave when they are interacting mobily. So I thoroughly enjoy the conversations they had through emails. I also liked how, for Anna's character, she's a virgin in the beginning of the story, and she enters this world of like kink, right, pretty much, and she just fully immersed herself in it. And so the thing that I like about her is that when she finally did the deed with Christian, she didn't look at herself differently. She saw herself as a woman still, you know, she was just a woman who just kind of embraced the situation for what it was. She didn't make it like this girl and not like other girls situation. Like, she just wasn't like other girls that he had been with, but she didn't kind of take on that persona herself. So I'm glad the writer didn't do that for her character, because I hate that in a book. I don't know why. Especially like in adult romances, I just can't stand it, or adult books period. Like, I don't like the I'm not like those other girls for adults, because it's like we're past that. Like, you're just who you are and that's it, and that's fine, however that may look or whatever. So that's about everything I liked about the book. There's a lot to unpack here, so I'm gonna try to just hit like a couple of points. I'm not gonna go in depth about my thoughts on this book, because I really wanted to just read it for a good time, but gosh, it was so hard to get through. So first thing first, I told y'all earlier in the vlog that crap was gross. When she used a toothbrush, I was disgusted by that. Like, I don't know what that's about. Really freaking weird. That's not even a kink, that's just weird. Then in the book, this is definitely me nitpicking right now, so just bear with me, but at one scene he's like doing stuff to her, whatever, and he takes a drink of his champagne and like goes to kiss her and puts it in her mouth. Like, He was like, are you thirsty? And she was like, yes. And he was like, okay. That's nasty. Like, if I, and mind you, she's blindfolded, so she has no clue that he was gonna do that. But in my mind, I'm like, Anastasia, girl, sis, my sweet innocent, I know you don't know any better, but I know you know better than that. Like, there's no way that I'm that thirsty. So that was just gross. I don't like transferring like liquids and food mouth to mouth. That's just nasty to me. I can't get behind that, I'm sorry. But anyway, let's unpack Christian Grey, because his character is the most interesting, obviously, to me anyway. So earlier in the vlog, I told you all that Christian has some trauma underneath all of his exterior, that he definitely went through some things as a child, and he did. His birth mother was no good, and she died when he was 4. And then when he was 4, he got brought into his current family. He was adopted. Christian actually, at the age of 15, met this grown woman, his mom's best friend, and she seduced him, and kind of brought him into this world that he's now partaking in. At first, I didn't know if it was going to be addressed in the dialogue between Anna and Christian, or what, or if the author was going to gloss over it. She kind of did go into it multiple times in the story, so I did appreciate the fact that it wasn't something that just kind of got pushed under the rug, but it definitely leaves a lot to talk about in terms of how people who are abused don't see their abuser as an abuser sometimes, even though to some of us it seems very obvious that this person abused you and took advantage of you, but in the person who was abused, in their mind, it doesn't look that way. With Christian's character, we see Anna kind of confront that with him. She asked him multiple times, like, what's up with you, Miss Robinson? That's what she calls her. And he's like, you know, she took care of me. She really, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be where I am today. Like, he cares for her, and they're still friends because he believes that she brought him out of a terrible situation and brought him into a good one, which we can't fault Christian for thinking that and for feeling that way, because he's very entitled to how he feels, especially given that he was the one who was abused and taken advantage of. And in his mind, and for him, he feels like this life that he currently has, he wouldn't have it this good if it wasn't for her. And so I get it, but I appreciate the fact that Anna kept kind of prying into that situation, because she really wanted him to see that she was an abuser. Like, she wanted Christian to see that that woman abused him, and Christian refused to call her an abuser. He refused to acknowledge that what she did was wrong. And she even flipped the script and said to him, like, what if it was your sister who was 15 and it was a Miss Robinson? Would that be okay with you? And he was like, stop calling her an abuser, that's not what she is. So he knows that the situation was messed up, and I think deep down he does understand that. He just doesn't know how else to feel about her. I liked that was complex, because when it comes to situations like that, for the person who was abused, it is a very complex situation. It's never black and white, not always. The author did a fine job of making it not seem like it is so straightforward of a situation, because it's not for Christian. However, I will say again though, I'm also glad that within this context we have a character who absolutely sees that what happened was wrong. I'm glad that Anna continuously calls her an abuser, calls her a predator, because that's who Miss Robinson is. That's what she is. And so I think that's a plus for this book in terms of talking about consent and all that kind of stuff. I think that the author did a pretty good job of showcasing that. Christian's character outside of that situation, listen, I promise you, I don't know how Anastasia does it or did it. 50 Shades of Grey obviously is about the scene, so it was definitely hardcore. It was very descriptive in that manner, but I don't think I enjoy books like this. I don't know what's going on lately, but I didn't really like it. I found that I was skipping pages of them when they were like in the middle of the act. I didn't care at all for it. I was more interested in getting to know Christian as a character, getting to know Anna as a character, and then the two of them and their banter was really cute. But it was hard to read this story because Christian is so intense of a character. Fine with alpha males, but I don't like when it seems like they're being like a boss, you know, of a person. People are autonomous, so I don't like that this whole book kind of was about losing your autonomy for Anna. I just wasn't a fan. The contract, I read it was just a lot in this book going on. So I think for me, this is just way too hardcore of like a subject or a genre for me. I was not into it at all. Yeah, I wanted them to fall in love, and I know they do in like the last book or the second to last book or whatever, but I don't know how much I'll care about it at that point. I think he has good intentions, but he knows that the whole reason behind him wanting to hurt Anna or any of his subs in the past is this need to have control, the control he didn't have when he was younger. Christian needs actual therapy. I mean, I think he's in therapy, but I don't know that mixing that scene with therapy is helpful for him, because he still has this need to have to control people and to control Anna and to even hurt her when she doesn't listen, when she disobeys him, and I don't like that. It's a weird line to cross in my mind, so I genuinely think I just didn't connect with the book because of the genre. And then I also watched the movie last night because I wanted to compare the two and to see how different they are from each other, and they're quite different actually. So in the movie there are definitely some standout lines that are in the book that was nice to see and come on, you know, on the screen, but in the movie I felt like this disconnect between the two characters. After reading the book, you get so much description from each scene. You get to know Anna because you're in her head the whole time, and then Christian, you get to see him too a lot, and you get to see their interactions together, and then you also get to feel Anna's anxiety when it comes to this whole situation and how new it is for her. You kind of see them get to know each other over time. In the movie, everything happened so fast, and it was very confusing because I was like, wait a minute. At the end of the movie, she's claiming she's in love with him, but it felt rushed. In the book, she also falls in love with him at the end, but it takes much more time to happen. Really, I think it's like 4 weeks they're together. Everything in the movie felt forced. And so someone asked me earlier if the book and the movie Christian Grey are different and how different they are. Book Christian is much more demanding than the movie Christian. Every little thing that he did was like based on their agreement, and so it honestly didn't feel like a relationship to me, which is why it was so hard for me to understand why Anna was falling in love with him. Like, everything that they did was written in contract. Everything felt like some kind of transaction, like a business transaction. I didn't feel any romance, and I guess because he's not a romantic person, so it makes sense, but I just didn't connect with that part at all. He's much more hardcore in the story than he is in the movie. It was not very palatable for me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't. I just couldn't do it. So reading Anna's perspective was hard and very interesting because we're like polar opposites. So it was, I mean, it was an interesting time. The experience was an experience for sure. I didn't hate it, I just really didn't like it that much, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, that is the end of my Readathon vlog. So there's that. But yes, I hope that you guys enjoyed this vlog. I hope that you all enjoyed the Readathon this month. I cannot wait to do the next one with you guys, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.